I would like to start with a quote. I love all my students, just not equally. But as much as I love my students and I love life, I love music with a different perspective. I am feeling my own mortality, and we are all mortal. But music isn't. Bach is dead. Mozart, Beethoven, and Schubert are dead. But their music is still among us. I have realized that a music teacher has a mission and a responsibility to inspire his students to treasure great music so that it continues to outlive all of us, making a better world for everyone. Mr. Joe Rakowski, May 30th, 2022, in response to my Google request for APPR information. For those of you who know, you know. On Tuesday, May 24th at 1:40 p.m., I received what to date may be the most profoundly challenging, exciting, honoring, and terrifying requests of my 21-year career at North High School. The email was brief, so matter-of-fact that it was at odds with the monumental nature of the request. Hi, Jess. I asked Joe Rakowski who he would like to speak on his behalf at the party, and he chose you. Please let me know if you're willing. Bonvo mentioned wanting to participate in anything planned for Joe, but he may be late. Thanks. I read that email 3 or 4 times before the gravity of the request began to set in. I was being asked to speak on behalf of one of the most influential teachers to have ever graced the halls of Great Neck North High School. Utterly short of encapsulating the man that Joe was, is, and will continue to be, I was able to start writing. You know, he's not your average Joe. I do not have the skill or the memory to sew together all the years that I have known Joe Rakowski, and even if I did, I would miss too many things that made working with Joe. So instead of funny anecdotes about maggots and empty chairs that make no sound, or remembrances of accordions played at breakfasts, or messages left on answering machines, yes, answering machines, of happy birthday or anniversary polkas, or stacks of used envelopes rubber banded together with a mystical writing, or live music from the main hall, or heated battles with Alan Shorn about performances at Carnegie Hall versus science competitions at the WAC. Or reams and reams and reams of paper used for the package. Instead of all of that, I thought I would share what I learned from Joe Rakowski. Did you know that Joe is not just our band and orchestra teacher since 1991? Quote, Joe Rakowski is a practicing musician. As a concert clarinetist, he has performed 2 solo recitals at Carnegie Weill Recital Hall and has appeared as a concerto soloist and chamber music artist at Carnegie Hall, Alice Tully Hall, and Avery Fisher Hall in New York City. Joe has been hailed by the New York Times as an agile and powerful player, and by International Clarinet Magazine as a clarinetist with awesome technical prowess. For more information about this impressive man, please check out his bio on our school website. Joe also plays jazz and songs for musicals with friends and family. Joe and I performed at multiple faculty recitals together. He is an accomplished musician who has achieved many accolades. And every morning, when I arrive at school, I can hear the sound of Joe practicing his clarinet, scales, long tones, occasional song, every morning, without fail, for the last 21 years. Now, some of you might laugh at that. So many of us have heard Joe and his music filling the hallways, and it might seem as if I'm poking a little fun at him for doing the same thing, the same way, every single morning. But you will have missed the point of my sharing this with you. The point, dear friends, is this. If you want to be great, you need to practice. Not sometimes, but all the time. And you need to care deeply about what you're doing. And you need to take the time, often lots of time, to engage with the people who are part of your community. Joe reminds me to care, to practice, to love what you do, and to make time for what is important. Have you ever stopped to think about how long it takes Joe to write those emails? You're laughing again, as many of us do, but stop and think about it. How long do you think it takes him to put together those emails? Why do you think he takes that time? It's certainly not to burden us or to while away loads of free time. It seems to me that he does it because he cares deeply about his musicians and the courses they are taking, because he cares deeply about his colleagues and he wants us to be well informed, because he knows that the things that he is asking for impact us, and he wants to mitigate that impact if he can, because he wants to inform parents and the rest of the community about what their children are doing, because he wants to share the good work that is happening at North High School, and perhaps most importantly, because he wants us to experience the deep joy and excitement that he feels. Joe has taught me to take time, to be careful, to be purposeful, to be engaged, and to be passionate. Did you know that they hired 2 people to fill Joe's position? That doesn't seem like enough to me. Orchestra every morning, period 0, concert band or jazz ensemble or something else every day after school. Live music for the whole school community every week, even through COVID. Concerts and festivals and memorials and celebrations and plays and graduations, and let's not forget Carnegie Hall. All requiring rehearsals and arrangements of scores and the gathering of music. And every morning, Joe comes into my office to say hello, to wish me a good day, to share a funny story, to hold space in times of struggle or sadness. Joe has taught me the importance of taking time, of reaching out, of engaging your colleagues, of caring for one another. No matter how much time I was granted, I would do an insufficient job of encapsulating all that I have learned by working with Joe Rakowski. I hope that in this short speech, I have let him know that I have seen him, I have heard him, and I have grown from him while we have shared space here at North. Wild Man Joe, you will forever be an honorary member of the Science Department and a very dear friend. Congratulations on your graduation. I know that your next downbeat will be spectacular.